Welcome to the Redflex. Welcome to the Global Fan Cam. Liverpool 0, Manchester United 0. The game that was built up to be the biggest game of the season. Did it let us down? Are we happy with the point? Should it have been 3 points? We're going to find out tonight. Joined by Soom, Mzee, and Antriksh. Just before we get into this video, a quick reminder for everybody, if you haven't already, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe to the Redflex. We're going to go straight to Mzee first because rumors tell me that he has a long list of things that he would like to get off his chest. So we're going to go straight to Mzee. Mzee, Liverpool 0, Man United 0. Tell me your thoughts.
I tell you what, most people are not happy with the result, but I am.
You're happy with the 0-0?
I'm happy with the 0-0. I mean, the last video we did with the brother versus brother, there is a point where I told you, like, it's a game that I'm expecting to win 2-1, and I predicted 2-1. But I did tell you that these kind of games where they're so hyped up and everybody is waiting for it, they always end up disappointing people. Like, it always ends with a draw. I told you that. But then I would have taken, like, few months back, you're telling me Man United versus Liverpool at Anfield, record that Liverpool have at Anfield, that we'll take a draw there. I will take it 2 months ago, so why not take it now? Look,
do you think it shows that like United have improved?
Yeah, because it's not like we are on top of the league, and it's not like we expected to be there from the beginning of the season. As we are right now, we are overachieving. We are overachieving, being where we are right now. So us being there, let not people have that expectation that we're gonna beat every side we face. No. And then that's Liverpool. We are talking about Liverpool. It's not just any other side. It's Liverpool. Liverpool have been good, not just this season. There's a drop off, but they've been good the previous 2 seasons. And this today was the first match, like in the last 3 years, that we've played Liverpool at Anfield that I've been comfortable watching. But like most of the time, I'll sit there like I'm so nervous, but I was so comfortable watching this game today because I don't think Liverpool offered anything attacking wise. They didn't offer anything. I think defensively we were solid, very good. Going forward, okay, not the best attacking performance that we've had, but come on, guys. We're still top of the league. I'll still watch Soom K normally does. Top of the league, baby.
You know what? In the grand scheme of things, look, we said it on the previous video. I'll say it again. In the grand scheme of things, if you take away the story, the narrative, are United back? Can we send a statement? If we just put that to one side, we've gone to Anfield, a team that is unbeaten at Anfield for 3 years, and we come off the pitch disappointed because we felt like we should have won the game. So that shows a sign of improvement. It shows sign of improvement in terms of mentality. I think in terms of the Premier League and the anti-propaganda towards Man United, I think with this result, we still get the respect that we deserve because it is a very, very good point. And I think Jurgen Klopp will take the point as well. But I'm going to go to Antriksh next. And let's go in kind of chronological order here. What was your initial thoughts when you first seen the lineups come out? And just for a reminder, everybody, going forwards, the Redflex will be your first stop to find out what the lineups are. We had a first video today, so that's something you can look forward to going forward. But Antriksh, tell me your thoughts when you first seen that lineup.
Expected, yet shocked. Expected yet shocked seeing what Pai did, what he did. So I was like, come on now, this stubborn ball of volley has to be broken now. Lindelof and Maguire, as I like to call them, Harry the Hoover and Victor the Vacuum. They aren't.
There we go.
Come on,
with
again.
Another trending worldwide statement. He's made a habit of this.
Oh yeah, for sure. So yeah, I was expected again, but shocked. So yeah, it was like I was sort of confident because it was a chronic case of Pogba is in a good moment, but you don't have a place for him in the team because you want that defensive cover and the legs from McFred, but also want that creativity from Pogba. So why not just put him in the wing? But this shows that Pogba always on the wing just cannot work. So I was a 6 out of 10 in terms of a lineup. Yeah. But
Okay.
as the game went on, yeah, sure.
No, sorry, go on. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was saying, as the game went on, the nerves started ticking in. The first 20 minutes, kind of, I thought that's how the game was going to go. We're going to sit back, soak up like a sponge and try to splash it all out. But that was not the case. We were not able to get hold of the ball. Shaqiri and Thiago were running things in the first 20, 25 minutes. But then we sort of got into it, started fouling a bit, got that aggression. Fred started making tackles, who, by the way, had 12 tackles in the game, double than any other Manchester United player in the game. That was, he kind of goes unnoticed, but he had 12 great tackles. So he started making those. Then we got hold of the ball a bit. But our only policy was see down, get the ball somehow, and shoot it up. And Rashford was like 8 times offside out of 4. That's how offside he was. So yeah, it was just reckless.
Some of them went offside, though. Some of them went offside, though.
Yeah, actually, there was this tight call, but he doesn't score them anyways. He doesn't pass it, he doesn't score it. So you cannot know anytime. So yeah, up to you guys.
I think we're going to go into our thoughts on individual performances a little bit later on. So we will touch upon that a bit later on in the video. Soom, I'm going to come to you next. So in my opinion, I thought that the decision to put Pogba on the right wing, the decision to not play Bailly, obviously in hindsight, Lindelof did have a good performance. I thought they were the wrong decisions. But what did you think of the first half performance, especially Pogba, McFred, Rashford? How do you think they did in the first half?
Well, regards to obviously having Bailly on the starting lineup, I think I touched about it in the halftime show. I think he didn't really turn up in big games. He usually gets himself sent off in the big games. I feel like he falls under pressure, so he makes rash challenges, all that. So I think it was actually good that Lindelof played because in obviously in the game he actually turned up in the key moments. But it got to before I was shouting and screaming at the TV. I was like, why aren't United turning? Why aren't they passing the ball? It felt like they needed to be central, if anything, and play like small triangles. Because when they did that time during the first, they literally took 2 players of Liverpool out of the game, and they were in on the attack and on the counter attack. And obviously, Thiago, I felt like should have been carded a few times in that game. The amount of tackles, amount of fouls he created, to stop the counter attack, and I feel like he got let off a lot in that game. But in the first half, I was nervous. I was very nervous in that first half.
Okay, I think we're getting a little bit of feedback as well in terms of sound. So if I could just ask if we need to be put on mute or whatever when the other person's speaking, then we'll do that. Hopefully the sound can improve a little bit. Mzee, I'll come to you next. So obviously at halftime, it's Liverpool 0, Man United 0. If somebody offered that to us before the game, I think we would have taken it. First 20 minutes, Liverpool probably edged it. Man United started to come in the game a little bit, just before halftime. So obviously the boys are in. It's 0-0. Did you see the reaction, or did you see United play in the second half how you expected or you wanted them to?
Okay, actually, I kind of saw what Ole was trying to do ever since I saw the lineup. Okay, I get we all want Bailly to play, right? We all want Bailly to play. And then we're playing Liverpool. They've got like 3 of the fastest front 3 in the Premier League. Any manager, it's just logic. You're playing against 3 fast forwards. You cannot play a high line.
No, that's fair enough.
Okay. Yeah. Bailly has pace. Okay, he has got pace. But why risk it and play a high line and give Mane and Salah a chance? Look, Liverpool's weakness. Whenever teams play a deep line against them, their front 3 disappear. It's not just against Man United. They disappear when the other teams. Why? Because they're quick players. They want space to run into. They don't get that space to run into. That's why today, Shaw had Salah in his pocket. Wan-Bissaka had Mane in his pocket. No movement from them too. Leaves Firmino idle. Firmino gets the ball. There is no movement from them too. And that's it. We recover the ball, or they have to pass it back. And that's okay. I saw that. So credit to Ole for that. That's tactics. And then somebody tells me Ole is a PE teacher and has gotten at tactics. He read the game well there. Then I saw it because I knew Ole was going to do this. He was going to sit back first half. Okay. Then sit back early on in the second half. And then the last 20 minutes, he was going to go for it. And that's what exactly he did. That's exactly
So
what he did.
you were happy with how we played the game?
Exactly. I'm happy because, look, it's not the first time we've seen a Man United manager doing this. Even Ferguson had days where he did that. He actually didn't play the game, then let the players express themselves in the last 20 minutes and try to go for it. We've seen it before. And that's what Ole was trying to do today. And tell you what, if I'm asked right now, I think Ole is full club today. People are talking about the likes of McTominay not performing today, Fred. Man, Antriksh made a good point there. Fred, okay, first half, Fred wasn't good enough. Even McTominay wasn't that good. But then second half, the amount of interceptions Fred was making, people need to go and watch that game back. I was watching the previous video and I was like, why are you guys watching the same game, really? Because Fred was making intercept. Okay, there were some slight tackles that he made, and I was actually shouting at him like, "You don't slide at that in that position." But then there were some interceptions that was crucial. Some of them even led to us counter-attacking.
Yeah.
So I think
no, I agree with that. But I think in the first half, in my opinion, I think the first 20, 30 minutes, Fred was poor. I think that's fair to say, and he wasn't the only one. It felt like we were nervous, especially in the first 30 minutes.
Yeah, he was poor in the first half. I think almost the whole midfield of ours was poor in the first half because they were completely dominating that midfield. They didn't want the referee to blow the halftime whistle because they had a ball played over the top. And Thiago was like, "Why are you blowing the whistle?" But first half, that overall team performance was good. But one thing I saw in the second half is that you saw Pogba had to drift back to help and Wan-Bissaka, right? But I don't think he had to do that second half because it's like Ole asked McTominay to act as a cover to the overlapping run from Robertson. And then he would I even saw him like calling Pogba to come on the inside, like what Mata normally does when he plays on that position. It was like encouraging Pogba to come on inside. And whenever Pogba made that inside run and Wan-Bissaka made that overlapping run, we created problems.
That's true. That's very.
We created
problems. No, he did definitely. He seemed to be more central in the second half, and it did seem to pose a few more problems.
Talking at him, telling him, "Come inside, come inside."
Antriksh, I want to just ask you very quickly: is this 1 point gained, or is this 2 points dropped?
Oh, as to any situation, there are two sides of the coin right here. If we look at this game in isolation, as Mzee said 2 months ago, it's 1 point gain. It's absolutely 1 point gain. A stern point in Anfield, stopping Liverpool from scoring in Anfield after something like 2 years. No team has done that. So absolutely a point gain. But if you look at the last 30 minutes, it's 2 points drop. It's absolutely 2 points drop. If you look at it from Bruno's perspective, the chance he takes, it's 2 points drop. If you look at the Pogba's miss, it's 2 points drop. So yeah, I believe it's right in the middle of it. But yeah, again, I'm happy with the determination, the guile, the effort, sense of being there and still trying to do it, which we haven't done like for the past 6-7 years. It was very optimistic to see.
Soom, is it 1 point gained, 2 points dropped?
Again, I agree with Mzee, man. If you're looking at it from obviously the start of the season, no one expects United to be where they are today. You'd be thinking, hopefully we get a top 4 finish, maybe a cup if we're lucky. But looking at this game, I feel like it's 2 points lost because at the end of the day, we drew against a poor Liverpool side. If you think about it, it wasn't 100% Liverpool team, and the only thing is that we didn't turn up in the game. Like tactically, I feel like Oli did what was right for the game. In regards with the way Mzee said it, like how he set up and that, like we're not even paying Lindelof up and that, but I feel like we were just missing that chemistry with the passing going forward. And if we had that, I think it would have been a totally different game. I think obviously didn't turn up on the occasion at the end of the day, attacking wise, but defensive wise, they were very sound. So I would look at it, we're still top of the league, baby.
For now, we're still top of the league for now. Mzee, what do you think of Bruno Fernandes's performance?
Okay, I heard people saying Bruno was poor, but that's the difference between a good player and a bad player. A bad player, when he's having a bad game, the whole team has a bad game. And a good player, he's having a bad game. Like Bruno is having a bad game. But look at the positions Bruno is picking in that game. Every position Bruno picks, he frees up Pogba. The position that he used
I'd agree with that.
Yeah, exactly. Because look, the last few games, Bruno has not been having good games. Who has been having a better game? Paul Pogba. Why? But actually, Bruno's movement and positioning in that field that's enabling Pogba to have a good game. Like,
do you think Bruno and Pogba can play together? Is that something that can work?
100%.
People started saying they can't play together because one thing that was happening then is that they like almost both of them wanted to play in the same positions and move the same way. But it's like the chemistry is growing right now, and like they know, okay, if I'm supposed to be here now, Pogba has to be here, and Pogba knows if Bruno is there, I have to be here. You want to know how they play together? Look at Bruno has the ball. He knows where Pogba is. He just switches it to him, and it's accurate enough. Pogba has the ball. He knows where Bruno is right now. He passes it. That's how good these two players can play together. But people don't see it right now. But right now it's so clear. Bruno is having a bad game, but his movement is allowing Pogba to have a good game. That's why I'm giving credit to Bruno. And it's not like he had a Pereira kind of game. No, it was Bruno. Only that the expectations we have Bruno and the way he's performing right now is just a little bit low. That's why we're saying he was poor. But that's a good performance, I think, from Bruno. Look, Manu started off in 90th minute, and he was mad already.
I think one thing that obviously is also a problem is not a problem, but it's how we set up is that Pogba actually plays a bit more defensive than Fernandes.
Yeah.
I feel like if Pogba is able to play on the same line as Fernandes, where he's attacking mindset, that it'll be phenomenal. It'll be beautiful to watch. It'll be intricate passing through the middle and everything. But it's because we've got that sound defensive midfielder and defensive back line that Pogba has to play back a bit more in order to support the defense. And I think that's where the miss is. And once more forward, join with Fernandes, you'll see a lot more plays.
I think we'll see that against Fulham.
Sorry, go on, Mzee.
No, I think we'll see that against Fulham and this.
Will absolutely go. Alex Telles will go. Donny van de Beek probably will go like super attacking against Fulham.
I don't see Donny playing though.
No, because
Antriksh, what did you think of Luke Shaw's performance?
Ooh, fire. Taught Alexander-Arnold, taught Robertson how to defend. Absolute masterclass defensively. Yeah. we
still has Salah in his pockets.
Oh, absolutely. He emptied his pockets. He had, Jurgen Klopp's shouting voice coming out of it. Salah, do something, you son of a.
First half, he made Salah switch. Mane came this side and said, no. You better come back to the side, Salah. I'm not going past
Come on, give me back my position. Absolutely. So yeah, Luke Shaw was MOTM for me, top class, and even going forward. People say he cannot cross. He cannot stop crossing at the moment, guys. 2 chances created, 1 big chance created. Absolutely phenomenal. That is he's playing with Oli. He's playing with Manchester United. He's like, oh, I'm an underperformer. Get me some competition. And as soon as the competition comes in, he's like, who's the bitch now? So yeah, it's just
before we move on to the man of the matches, I'm going to go around one by one, but I just want to remind everyone, if you haven't done so already, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe to the Redflex, the only place for all Man United news, Man United match reactions, and the one, the only, the first of its kind, the global fan cam with Mzee, Antriksh, and Soom K. If you want to be entertained, you've got nothing to do, this is the place that you need to come, because the kind of football punditry, the football knowledge, and the love of Man United, you're not going to get anything like this anywhere apart from us 4 gentlemen who are speaking from the heart and have got Man United in their blood. Okay, MZ, I'm going to come to you first. Your man of the match.
Okay, listen to this. 100% long pass accuracy, 100% tackles, 81% passing, 8 ball recoveries, 4 fouls won, 4 clearances, 1 big chance created. It has to go to
Let me
Luke
guess
Shaw.
who it is. It's Luke Shaw.
It has to go to Luke Shaw, man.
all day, every
It
day.
has to be Luke Shaw.
Okay. Antriksh, anything different, or are you going to say Luke Shaw as well?
Oh, absolutely, Luke Shaw. But I'd like to give some consolation prizes away to Harry the Hoover and Victor to Vacuum. Yeah, I need to give them.
I think you've got some sort of sponsorship deals with these Hoovers and these sponges and these. We're gonna have to find out about that. We're gonna have to see. Maybe we can get a Hoover company to sponsor the Redflex. Who knows?
For sure, man. For sure. But yeah, Harry was back. Harry was back being his best, as I recall Harry Beckenbauer. So yeah, he's back there being. So he was a notable shout as well. And Paul Pogba, just not the performance, but the way he was sliding to intercept the balls. He was winning those headers, tracking back. Yes, he was caught off guard a couple of times, but the previous Paul Pogba, who doesn't want to move to Real Madrid, just
The
sits
virus.
there, lies on the
For me,
floor,
the virus.
and he just does nothing. He just waits for the ball and tries to ping it 30 yards. But this guy, he knows that, okay, he's not getting the freedom, but he's getting the best out of the position he's been given. He's running back and forth. And I absolutely love everything about it. And just to add in a bit there, I absolutely agree with MZ. The positions Bruno Fernandes was taking was absolutely allowing Paul Pogba to flourish. But the only criticism I had of Bruno Fernandes was in these big games, because we have the tactic of quickly countering. He doesn't seem to weigh his options better. I've seen this with Chelsea. I've seen this with PSG, with Man City in the Carabao Cup, and now with Liverpool. He just rushes and pings the ball because he has that quality, that composure that he can actually, take a couple of touches, niggle it around, and then actually look for the ball. We saw at the start of the game he looked to poke Rashford through, but he couldn't get it. If he would have taken a touch and then actually went around, that could have been. That's the only criticism. But yeah, my man of the match, Lou Bloody Shaw.
Soom, your man of the match.
I'm gonna have to agree with the fellow two brothers here, man. Luke Shaw all day, every day, man.
We've got a full house.
The full out.
Very quickly then, we'll start with Soom. Worst player in the United team.
Worst player. A mix between Rashford, Martial, and maybe Fernandes. But obviously, Fernandes, what he was doing, obviously allowed Paul Pogba to develop. So maybe not as much as him.
I'll have to push you for one name.
We're going to
get a name from you.
I'm going to say Rashford, unfortunately, today. Rashford.
MZ, worst player. I know that you love Man United. You love every single Man United player, but we want an answer. Worst player.
I think I'll go Martial again. Yeah, last time it was Martial.
Sorry, go on.
I said Martial last time and Martial this time. And I don't know if it's Harris or is it Abdul in the previous video saying Rashford should have been off earlier. But if I'm the manager, I look at the stats. Rashford has 7 goals in in his Premier League this season, and 5 assists. Martial has 2 goals and 3 assists. If you're a manager, whom are you going to leave on and whom are you going to take off? In a game that both have been poor, of course you're going to leave Rashford because, if he gets a chance, he'll take it. That's one. 2, we're playing a deep line. Okay. The man that we want at the end of those long balls is Rashford, not Martial. Martial is quick, but not that quick to go past Robertson or anybody. But Rashford is that good, is that quick, and he's always a threat. Even if he's having a poor game, but he's always a threat. So I'd say Martial was the poorest. I think that's why he got him off anyway. And Cavani was good when he came on. So yeah.
Yeah, Antriksh, worst player.
Just to come back there, I believe, Rashford is often, not taken off because of another point. He's a very moments player, if you know what I mean. He'll be very shit for the whole game, and then he'll suddenly burst through hit a 30-yard, Ronaldo-esque thing, and it just goes in. It reflects in whatever. He's just a very moment player. And just to also come back to the previous video, the four brothers, the four legends we're having, I sort of got confused with the name. But the guy who says that Paul Pogba cannot be forgiven for what he's done, for what his agent has done before the RB Leipzig game, I absolutely salute that guy. That is the only guy that I've met who says that. It's nothing to do with him being on the field. It's just the respect for Manchester United. You cannot do that to Manchester United before the biggest game of their season. I fully support Paul Pogba that he's performing right now, but I don't want him at my club. That is for sure. And now coming to the players, who was the worst player? Well, serving children off the pitch, but he wasn't hungry today himself. Mr. Dr. NBE. It has to be Mr. Dr. NBE for me, yeah.
There's a little bit of a pattern going in here. Obviously, I think Antriksh has got some sponsorships with some Hoovers and some sponges, but Mzee, have you got a sponsorship with Optastats or something that we don't know of? Or
With who?
Optastats.
Where are you getting these stats from?
I know. I follow Antriksh's page on Instagram. I got some of them there, and then there's a lot of pages that I follow on Instagram, and I find a lot of stats there.
Oh man, he takes these shows seriously.
I have this Premier League app on my phone, so yeah, basically that's it.
I think that's
He's a Darren Fletcher of our squad. He works hard. He works hard.
I think that pretty much wraps it up. The game that was built like no game has ever been built, including on the Redflex. We hyped this game like no game has ever been hyped. Unfortunately, it finished 0-0, but I think for me personally, it was a game that was full of nerves, full of tension. And by the end of 90 minutes, it was okay, the fact that we got a draw. But most importantly, if we get the 3 points against Fulham, the season, we can consolidate the season and definitely be in the title race. Big thank you for Soom. Big thank you for Mzee. Big thank you for Antriksh for joining us today. We've got more match reaction coming up on the Redflex. The Redflex never stops. 1 or 2 more videos to come out, so make sure you tune in for that. But until then, a big thank you from everyone here at the Global Fan Cam team. Mzee, you want to say something? I can tell.
Can me and Soom just finish off the video for you?
You can finish off the video, yeah.
Let's go.
1, 2, 3.
Come on, baby.
Thank you, everyone. We'll be back with more content. Stay safe. We'll see you again soon. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.